What made you decide to get involved with city politics?
Well, thank you, Ted. Thanks for coming by today. Yeah, my name is Jon Gerlach. I'm running for an at-large seat on Fredericksburg City Council in the May 19th election. I've been involved in the community for a number of years now. I'm a practicing attorney. I've been working with different neighborhoods on their issues, and have developed a very good relationship with city council, city staff, the city attorney, and we've gotten quite a few things done, and it's given me an opportunity to see how the sausage is made behind the scenes. So I believe that it's time. That's the motto of our campaign. It's time. It's time for fresh ideas. It's time for 21st century solutions and new approaches to the problems facing the city of Fredericksburg.
I see you at school board meetings. I see you at city council meetings, at all kinds of meetings.
Yeah, it's like a Where's Waldo. Yeah, I've been around a lot in the last couple of years, and we have wonderful support. We have a very great campaign team. Our website is jonforcitycouncil.com. You can read about all of the issues and my position on the issues there.
What a different campaign season this has been.
It has, and nobody saw this coming. I've never seen a campaign like this before. We were geared up to knock on doors, to send out literature, and of course all the campaigns have stood down. I think it's really important to lead by example, and it's extremely important. I heard the other day that the key to this is the weakest link. We've got to pay attention to the weakest link in the chain. Therefore, it's important to lead by example, practice social distancing, wear your face coverings when you go out, and support local businesses. So that we'll get through this together. We're all in this together. But yeah, it's going to be challenging, and some very difficult decisions coming down the pike, and I want to be a part of that.
I was going to say, as you watch council meetings right now, it's just, it's heartbreaking to hear about layoffs and cuts that are going to be made, but and those are serious decisions for the next council.
They are, and we're talking about our friends and our neighbors. You know, we're all in this together. It's a very tight-knit community, and we have wonderful assets here, and we have to go into the future. Economic recovery is now my #1 issue, which overlays on top of the 5 issues that I had going into the campaign. They're still there, but now economic recovery becomes the critical thing that we have to deal with right away. And I think City Council and City Manager and the Assistant City Manager are doing a good job. They're making some really tough decisions, furloughing employees, cutting salaries, cutting wherever they can in the budget. We have a projected $4 to $8 million shortfall in the current fiscal quarter. So we're looking at ways to, relieve that pressure. And of course, going into the next fiscal year, which starts on July 1st, we're going to be seeing even more lost revenue until such time as our economy ramps back up. And I think that's going to be over a gradual ramp up. But I have to say that we can't wait. People are hurting right now, and we're doing the best we can.
Not being able to campaign and go door to door, I know for any candidate, it's got to be heartbreaking at this point.
It is. That's the thing I miss the most, is talking with people face to face. I've been on a listening tour for well over a year now, and hearing what's important to people in their neighborhoods, their communities. And now we're having to do it by phone calls and FaceTime videos and social media, and that separation, that face-to-face separation is I really miss that a lot.
Well, one of the interesting things in just talking to you for the few minutes, as you talked about just some of the budget shortfall, so often candidates run and they just have a surface knowledge. You've got more than just a surface knowledge of how the city operates and what's ahead. I
do. A very wise woman once told me, and her name is Mitzi.
I've heard of her.
You heard of her? She said, there's no end to what I don't know. And that's true. I'm a lifetime learner, and I'm always looking to learn new things. So yeah, I've picked up quite a bit of insight and knowledge, but there's a lot more to learn. And I think we need to be open-minded to new solutions and really do, make the right calls. I don't believe we should swing at every pitch, but our decision making should be strategic.
Besides the obvious budget situation that we've talked about, you talked about some of your other 5 points that you've run your campaign on. What do you see as other issues that the city's going to be dealing with?
Well, when we recover economically, we're going to be facing population growth again as development moves down I-95. Now, with population growth, it's going to stress an already overstressed school capacity problem. It's going to stress the environment. It's going to stress transportation. There are all sorts of interrelated issues. I use the example of a Venn diagram. You remember that from school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that in years.
Overlapping circles. Every issue is related to every other issue in some way. I believe that the key is to identify where issues have something in common and work solutions in those overlapping areas so that we can effectuate positive change in more than one area. So I think population growth is going to be our major challenge. I also believe in business development is extremely important. And developing our tourism assets is also important. We love it when people come to Fredericksburg, spend money, and leave because we don't have to school their children, we don't have to provide the infrastructure. So I would like to see more emphasis on our tourism assets. I believe that school capacity overlaps with workforce development, affordable housing. All of these issues are related.
Issue one, what other issues do you have out there?
We talk about affordable housing. I'm not too fond of that term because affordability means different things to different people. You know, what I might be able to afford, you might not. I prefer the term equitable housing. What is an amount of rent that's equitable to the tenant and equitable to the landlord? Because it has to work from a market perspective. There's some ideas for affordable housing that I would like to pursue on City Council. One is to increase the residential density in the apartments on Caroline Street above the storefronts. And I've been talking with landowners and developers about this, and they're open to the idea. We just have to change our zoning to do that. So yeah, there are a lot of things we can be talking about to improve the situation and effectuate positive changes. I'm really big on the environment and really big on historic preservation. Fredericksburg has this character that is so unique. People come here because it's a welcoming, diverse community, lots going on, great arts, and whatever that special sauce is, we have to be careful that we protect that special sauce as we grow. So our decisions have to be done conscientiously and intentionally to achieve the results we want for the future.
You read my mind because I was going to say that there is such a unique aspect to Fredericksburg, and with so many decisions that have been made or you know will be made, you don't want to lose that.
That's right. We're only going to get one chance to get this right as we grow. We don't want to end up looking like another exurb of Northern Virginia. We'll lose our identity. We'll lose our character. So we have to create clear expectations for developers, and we can do this. And we have to work together. We're all in this together.
Well, and you live here, and the neighborhood you live in, and this area, the Charlotte Street area, this is a unique neighborhood. I can see why you have a great enthusiasm for the city. You see that in whether it's your campaign literature or just what you post on Facebook. And I can see it when you're in a neighborhood like this. It's really a community here.
It is a great community here. Every day, I was telling Ted before we started this video, every day at 6 o'clock, they ring the bell across the street.
Yeah.
And everybody comes out on their front porch, and we do our virtual, hey neighbors, you know, we're a tight community. And we have so many wonderful neighborhoods around town. Each has their own distinct identity. So I think there are so many people who are justifiably proud of where they live. And it's one of the reasons I moved here. They're going to carry me out feet first when the time comes. I'm not going anywhere.
Day to day, what for your real job? What do you do?
Okay, so I practice law, and I've been practicing law for about 33 years now. I do wills and trusts, estate planning. I also represent small businesses in town, helping them with their issues and setting up LLCs and corporations and that kind of thing. And I do a lot of pro bono work for local nonprofit organizations. Now on the side, I own some businesses, and I've been doing that for about 30 years. One of those businesses specializes in services for victims of kidnap, ransom, and extortion. So that's an international business. We deal with people all over the world. And that's very interesting business to be in. So I keep busy. But cutting back on the law practice, obviously during the campaign, and when I get on city council, that will be my main focus. The law practice will have to take a second seat to that.
And you've got an owl in your front yard, and it's fascinating. Is there a story behind that?
Yeah, so we have a mechanical yard owl that's about 6 feet tall in our front yard, and when the wind blows, its wings flap like this. The kids love it.
Yeah.
They come by and they just watch it. They're amazed. We got it at Roxbury before they went out of business. It's a mechanical yard owl. We've named it Hal the owl. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a conversation starter.
Well, this is going to be you don't know how long this whole COVID-19 thing is going to last, and you think of so many events that we've all come to enjoy in the city. That all goes away for a while. It's going to be it's a trying time, and like you said, I think, people are going to look to city council and others for guidance, and this is an important election.
It is an important election, very important, and the turnout has been remarkable. The voter registrar, we talked with him this morning. He's already received over 2,000 requests for absentee ballots. In the last city council election, the total number of people who voted was around 1,600. So the voter turnout is fantastic. I do encourage everyone to vote by mail. Go to johnforcitycouncil.com. We have instructions on how to get an absentee ballot and how to submit it. The deadline for requesting one is Tuesday, May 12th, and the deadline for sending in your absentee ballot is Election Day, May 19th. So I encourage everyone to do that. It's a safe thing to do for you and your friends and your family, and of course it helps protect the poll workers and helps protect the people on the front lines who are doing the really yeoman's work: fire, rescue, and the folks at Mary Washington Healthcare.
And again, to the 12th is the deadline. So if you want to do it that way, make sure you go and get your ballot.
Yeah, go get your ballot. You can vote for whoever you want. There are 3 people running for city council. You can vote for 2 of them. And there are 2 folks running for mayor, and you can vote for one of those 2.
Well, Jon Gerlach, I'll give you a couple of minutes here to close and just talk to the people about why they should consider you.
And one more thing, there is a school board election also. There are 2 folks running for re-election at large on the school board. So consider voting for me. If I'm not your first choice, that's fine. I'd love to be your second choice because you can vote for 2 people. I look forward to when this COVID-19 stay-at-home thing is over, that we can get back together face-to-face, sit down. I want to hear your issues. We can talk about possible solutions, and I will take those ideas to City Council and do the best I can to make positive change for our wonderful community going forward. So thank you for listening, and I just want to give a shout-out to Ted. He's wearing shoes that are appropriate for radio. And I am too, which you'll never see. So take care.
Thank you, Jon. As we said, it's great to sit on someone's front porch like this, and you have a tape measure. You've measured this out. We're 6 feet apart.
We're 6 feet apart. I have my face covering.
Yep. It matches your shirt too.
It does. This is a
Nicely
quilt
done.
fabric from my mother's quilt collection when she passed away, and I'm giving out her fabric to people who are making face masks. So if you need more fabric, it's quilt quality, excellent fabric. I have hundreds of yards. Let me know.
Jon, thank you and good luck on Election Day.
Thanks a lot, Ted. Appreciate it. You take care.